We go over to our OL Reign here, who last week was a really tough loss, that 4-1 loss at home against Gotham, just really demoralizing. This week, not so much whatsoever. They flipped the script. They beat Angel City FC let me check that. But they beat Angel City at home 4-1. So they flipped the script. They flipped the script of the score last week, and they beat Angel City with 4 unanswered goals after Angel City scores an Olympico to begin the game. It's 2 big performances in this one. I just want to double check the result of the Angel City. So they still haven't lost Angel City in their existence yet since Angel City came to the league last year. 2 players of the match here. First, Megan Rapinoe. Megan, a 9.8 match rating. That is out of 10. That's one of the higher match ratings I've ever seen. 3 assists on the day, 5 shots, 71% passing, which is, I go through the 5 shots and the passing percentage, and that's fine. 9 chances created is the highest number of chances I've ever seen created in a single match by a player. And 10 passes into the final third. Now, through the first, say 20 minutes or so before Elise Bennett scored on the Rapinoe service, Rapinoe, some of the services and some of the free kicks just didn't look that great. And it was like, oh, well, this just isn't that great. Rapinoe had the nice ball in to Elise Bennett for Bennett's first goal as a member of the Reign. And then two other assists there to Veronica Latsko, who is our second player of the match here. And we'll go to our picture of the game captured by Liz Wolter. 9.8 match rating for Latsko, 2 goals on 6 shots, and a 72% passing. It's Latsko's first career NWSL brace. Some history in this match. Megan Rapinoe became the 5th player in league history to record 3 assists in one match. And with those 3 assists, he jumped up to first place in the Reign all-time assist category. So Rapinoe continues to rewrite the history books and continues to add to her legacy as her career moves on. But that is something that I do want to mention, all things considered, with Rapinoe. Excuse me. Pardon me on that. With Rapinoe, the last few weeks, and especially after that loss, I get that it was a thumping loss. You lose 4-1 to Gotham. You hadn't lost that bad, since 2019. and they've lost in their entire history. They've lost that bad like 5 times, and 3 of them have been Gotham. And it's like, what is this all about? The point being, there was some exaggeration following that loss to Gotham, and especially about Megan Rapinoe. There were some exaggerated comments about retirement that people made and her being benched. Just, didn't make any sense. And in this game, Megan Rapinoe has a tendency to really use that fuel to the fire. And that came present today, and Veronica Latsko, I talked about her being somebody who Jordan Heidema a few weeks ago in the dash win, where Latsko had a goal and an assist, talked about how important Latsko was this team, how she's one of the hardest trainers. I believe head coach Laura Harvey mentioned how hard Latsko practices and how she's one of the hardest trainers that she's ever seen. Latsko provides defensive help. The Reign were practicing with her as an outside back, potentially for when the World Cup comes around and players like Sofia Huerta are gone. Just the importance that Latsko has had. All of those forwards. To see Bennett get her first goal as a member of the Reign was big. Bethany Balser had some chances here in this one. Quinn, who's struggled, they were out for most of the season earlier to this point with an injury that they suffered in preseason. So, for them to score the 4th and final goal of the game, the first goal in their career in the NWSL, was big. So this was just a big swing. I talked in the Mariners segment about how this that homestand for them could really be a big jettison point for them throughout the course of the season. Now, the Reign have started this regular season off well, so they don't necessarily need to a launch point or a big swell to get them moving forward. But what could help them, is a match like this kind of similar to the Chicago match when the Rain won 5-2, shows them that their finishing works. And to get that, Laura Harvey talked about it in the presser after this win against Angel City about the importance of building out of the back, of building out of their defensive effort. And that was true. So it was, maybe it just needed, there's a good, with the iOS update, there's a good update of an emoji where it's shaking and its head's kind of, it's got the motion lines, but maybe they just needed to be shook around a little bit. Maybe they needed a loss like that to really wake them up and get them moving forward once again and keep things on track, keep them focused. Because there is a lot of chatter, so to say, around this club, with the potential sale from Olympic Lyon, Michelle Kang, not having a GM right now, even though it's been rumored that they'll get that, obviously not having Rose Lavelle and the possibility per our friend Bella Munson that Lavelle will be out until the World Cup for the Rain. She won't play for the Rain until that she returns from that. So there's a lot going on, with the Rain right now, and that's fine. But and Rapinoe talked about this in the post game, and it was nice to get an answer like this on a topic like this from Rapinoe, because it's like, who else would you rather have talk about this outside of maybe one of the three OGs, right? Was putting this in perspective. A win like this is good to get you throughout the course of the week in training. And especially this week, this is a big week for the club. As I mentioned with the Sounders, it's relatively the same schedule, just different teams. Wow, even the midweek match, both of them are against California-related teams. That's kind of funny. Anyway, we'll touch on the injury report against Angel City quickly. No questionables, but out 3 of the usual suspects over the last few weeks. Angelina continues to be out as she continues to bounce back from that season-ending injury last year. Again, mentioned still with training. Rose Lavelle, there was a report, as I mentioned, and I kind of teased it, from our friend Bella Munson with Equalizer, that Rose Lavelle suffered a setback and she might not play for the Rain before the World Cup takes place, which is unfortunate considering the level of play that Lavelle brings in the midfield, the presence that she has. So might not see her until after the World Cup. Defender Phoebe McLaren has been, quote-unquote, progressing well, but has not been back in training yet as she continues to deal with a back injury. Midfielder Marley Canales is a new addition. She was out with COVID protocol from this match. So interesting. Our Rain sit at a 5-win, 3-loss, 1-draw record, which is good for currently 3rd in the NWSL table. They're tied for that spot with, let me see, let me go back. It was Gotham and Portland, but because of the head-to-head with Gotham, there must be another tiebreaker with the Thorns. The Rain are sitting at 3rd. Yes. So, no, Gotham has 17 points. I lied. So Gotham outright. But the 2 through 5 are all tied at 16 points. So the top of the league is pretty tight. And then at the bottom is Kansas City, who just kind of sucks. That's unfortunate. Sorry for them. The Rain do sit at 1st in the West in Challenge Cup play, so that's relatively nice. In their division, they have 1 win and 1 draw, so it's not like there's too much going on. But speaking of Challenge Cup, this next match that you see on your screen here, May 31st versus the San Diego Wave at 7 p.m. Pacific time. This one is at San Diego. I apologize, on the road. This is a Challenge Cup match, so another chance to continue towards that $1 million prize pool money for each player. The $1 million prize pool money, I apologize, on Wednesday. So they'll have that. They won't get a full week of training before their doubleheader match against the Portland Thorns, the same day as that Sounders one. As I mentioned, again, if you buy one ticket to one of the matches, it gets you into both matches. June 3rd versus the Thorns is a 5:30 p.m. Pacific time start at Lumen Field. We'll see you there for both of those matches throughout the course of the day. It should be fun. I'd love to sweep Portland. After last year, the doubleheader, when the Rain won their match, but the Sounders did not. So I'd like to bounce back from that, but we'll see.